guys, we get a lot of comments about our hair. By the way, it's a beautiful, bright New Mexico morning, and we've been staring at the sunlight for a few minutes, so.
I'm all weepy-eyed.
So she might just take off the sunglasses in a minute and show her beautiful eyes, but for the moment, just to look into the camera, she's needing a little help.
Otherwise, I am closed eyes and just
in pain.
Tears streaming.
Okay, so her little farm is here. Make sure to go check out Catherine's blog.
littlebitsofheavenhomestead.com.
And it's all about farm life, so if you're into that kind of thing, which you would be if you're on my channel, go there. So what we want to talk about today is some of our hair struggles that we've had. Our hair looks beautiful and healthy right now, but we've both had some struggles. Stress, pregnancy, chemicals,
overworked, undersleeping,
not eating enough.
Right.
Even an eating disorder can make your hair fall out or be brittle. Autoimmune problems can do that. And so we wanted to talk about the solution that we have, which is interesting because we hadn't talked about this until I got here. And we were
totally coincidental. We're doing very similar things.
Very similar. What mine was is that when I left home, I used to have really, really long hair like this. But when I went to college, I cut it and I started dyeing it intensively. Like all of a sudden I just had this hate thing with my hair where I just wanted to be everything it had never been before. And one of those things was it stopped being healthy and my hair was falling out in handfuls and it never stopped. I just was losing hair and losing hair and losing hair. And it wasn't until I think Kai was born that it finally started to grow back. So coloring can really screw up your hair. Lots of curling irons can really screw up your hair. It damages your hair, so there's a reason it doesn't look healthy.
Right.
And your story's a little different.
Mine is all stress related. I am burning my candle at both ends. If it has 3 or 4 ends, I'm burning them all. And about, what was it, like 3-4 months ago?
Yeah.
As I started, and I'm not just like losing, like, it's not strands of hair, I am losing patches of hair. I found a 2-inch round, completely bald spot on the back of my head, like completely bald, and totally freaked me out. I had another one up here somewhere that was about a 1-inch round, and they've completely filled in. I have another spot. It's much smaller, but it's in the process of filling in, but it's a newer spot.
Yeah.
And my mom, I love my mom, she made me this hair treatment oil. It's supposed to be good for hair growth. It's supposed to be good for keeping your hair moisturized and not dry and brittle. And it's been a blessing.
Yeah.
So, and you're using very similar stuff.
I do. I'm really, after my initial hair loss, my hair stopped falling out, but what would happen is I was still using some like hairsprays and gels on my hair because I wanted it to be big and pretty, and my scalp would get really itchy. And so I used an oil like this, first off to stop the itching because my whole scalp hurt so bad.
Oh, that's terrible.
And I actually wore it for almost every day for 3 weeks, and I had tried everything else I could think of. And by leaving the hair oil on for 3 weeks solid, it loosened it up, and then now I don't have a scab there, and all that hair grew back. I'm
only using it about twice a week is what I do, and I leave it on for about ½ hour to an hour, and then I shower.
After I've washed, I take my my vinegar rinse and I pour it over particularly my scalp because it's going to take all the residue off your scalp, and then I rinse that out with cool water, and then I put the conditioner on the bottom part.
I do the same.
Yeah, and it just helps to clarify. It makes your color, whatever your color is, stronger and shinier. And I think like the big keynote here is listen to your body. These things are signs that either you're reacting to something or you're too stressed out or you're not eating enough.
You're out of balance.
You're abusing yourself in some way.
Yep. I would definitely say I'm out of balance.
You're out of balance, and it does show up. If you want to look vibrant and healthy, you have to be doing something. This is a fix. This is a fix, but it cannot actually take away the underlying cause. It can feed you a little bit better, but if you're not really taking care of yourself.
Right. It treats the symptoms, but not the cause.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to put this oil treatment in our Etsy store, and we'll also have the recipe for it in the Etsy store if you guys are interested. Any other tips before we go?
I don't think so.
All right, so thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.
We'll see you later. How long is it now? It's like an inch?
It's like 1.5 inches long.
Okay, that's awesome.
Almost 2 inches. That's 2 months worth of growth right there. And then where's your still bald spot?
That was completely bald. And now I've got this one here. So originally there was this patch here, and it's grown back in. I'm now dealing with this one.
And you guys can see that it's not, there's no stubble there, it's just exposed skin.
It's bald.
Yeah.
Oh, but growing back.
Yay. So all of these shorter hairs, they're about 6 inches long now. See if I can find the right ones. This is where my spot was right here.
We had spots in similar spots.
In the same spots.
Yeah.
And this was where I was always concentrating my dry shampoo. And so that's why those are shorter, is because that's where it would build up, and then I had this massive scar right here that I would just sit there and itch. And now it's fine.
Oh, wild. Never been stronger.
Right. I had a thought, what if we use your
For comments?
phone for comments?
I was thinking that too.
My eyesight is so good, but it's not that good. So Stephanie Sweet made it on, Marnie Jubert made it, Martha Hart made it, Gypsy Lee's watching, hello, hello.
Morning all.
So what we're trying to show you is some of the skills while we kind of talk about how we function on our homestead, because I know a lot of people get frustrated. They look at it and they say, it's expensive, which I didn't really understand what expensive was until I started traveling the country and living in other parts of the country away from my homestead. And so the wool that we're using this morning is from Namaste Farms. Natalie over there at Namaste Farms, she has her own sheep that she grows, and especially in my opinion, the locks. Does it feel like...
This is beautiful. This is so different than the roving.
The roving has a tendency to be stiff, and unless you have